What does July 2021 have in store for you? Making predictions for July 2021. Hello everybody, I'm Tina Chaudhary. Welcome to my channel and a very warm namaste. Let's take a look at July and see if there's any special days going on in July. So only one special day that's going on in July is on July 23rd, and that's Guru Purnima. So what is Guru Purnima? Guru means a teacher or somebody that it could be a religious teacher, or it could be any teacher that imparts any kind of wisdom or knowledge to you. And Purnima means a full moon. Traditionally, it's celebrated where you pay a tribute to any guru. It could be a religious guru. It could be just a teacher that has taught you something in life. It could also mean just a kindergarten teacher. So it could be any teacher, somebody that's imparted you a very good life lesson, or somebody that you respect. It's traditionally celebrated where you pay tribute to any guru that you feel close to and ask for special blessings from them. It's also a very good day to do any kind of mantra practice or meditation and ask for blessings of the religious gurus that you may have a special connection with. New moon is on July 9th, and the full moon, like I mentioned, is July 23rd. As far as the planetary positions and transits, these slow-moving planets have no transits this month. So Saturn staying where it is in Capricorn, Jupiter is staying in Aquarius, Rahu, Ketu are not moving their positions. They're not going to do that till next year. So Rahu firmly in Taurus and Ketu firmly in Scorpio. The fast-moving planets, or the inner planets, are all having transits in July. So Venus is right now in Leo, and it's going to move to Cancer on July 16th. Mars has been debilitated in Cancer this whole time. You can watch my video on that to see the effects of that. But on July 20th, it's going to move on, and it's going to move into Leo. And the busiest of them all is going to be Mercury. It's moving through 3 signs. It's going to do 3 transits in July. So it's right now in Taurus. On July 6th, it moves to Gemini. And then on July 24th, it goes to Cancer. But now when Mercury moves that fast, or has these big transits, it affects all of us, because Mercury represents our communication. It also represents finance and the business world. So you might see a lot of fast-moving changes, fast-moving incidents and events, and the market, the stock market, if it affects the stock market too. So you might see a lot of fast-moving things that are happening up and down, and also a lot of finance-related activity in your own life. Especially if that's your ascendant lord, but actually it impacts everybody. Also your communication, up and down, good, bad, fiery speech, then calm speech. So I'm counseling everybody to kind of take a look at how they communicate with people in writing as well as verbal. Now, as far as the sun's concerned, the sun always has a transit in the middle of the month, because the sun stays in one sign for 30 days approximately. So in the middle of the month, it always moves to the next sign. So the sun is moving in the middle of the month. It's right now, it's in Gemini, and it's going to move to the next sign of Cancer and July 16th. Now let's take a look at the moon's transit. The moon is the fastest moving planet, so it only stays in one house for 2.25 days. So a lot of impact in our lives is because of the moon, and our mind is governed by our moon, like I've always said in my videos. So since it stays in one house for 2.25 days, it kind of gives us the mood swings that we have. If we have a headache, for example, and if we don't take any medication for it, it probably will last for about 2 days on its own, because the moon is either 6th or 8th house. If we're in a bad mood, or if we're depressed, or we're happy, sometimes it lasts for about 2 days, because the moon's in a particular position in your birth chart. So the moon is what gives us these events, these mood swings, the happy, the sad, the depressed, all these kind of things. So for each ascendant, I'll mention the days when the moon is kind of challenged in the typical birth chart. So kind of watch for those days. Now, those days, you don't have to be scared. They're just days where you could be depressed, you could be unhappy, you could get into a fight with somebody, you could just not be feeling well. There's nothing to be scared of. It's just days that like I said, the moon's in a challenge position in your birth chart. So it could be anything. It could be very small and it could just pass through. And if you're not having a moon dasha or something, it could just pass through without any incident as well. Just a reminder, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you get notification. But also, if you like the video, hit the like button and do share it with friends and family. I'm sure they'd like to know what's in store for them in July. And my predictions are based on your ascendant or rising sign. They're not based on your moon sign or your sun sign. So I know people read magazines and they think they know their sun sign, but that's your sun sign. So don't read it based on that same sign that you think you are. If you're not sure about what your ascendant or your rising sign is, you can drop me a comment with your date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth, and I'll respond back and tell you which ascendant sign you are. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are very shy about putting their personal information in the comment section. It's a public page. So I ask people, you can email me. The email's on the screen right now. So you can send me a quick email and give me those details, and I'll tell you what your ascendant sign is. So you listen to the correct predictions. I will always do monthly predictions going forward. So you need to know what your correct ascendant is. So make sure you can drop me a line, no worries. And obviously I don't charge for that. I'm just letting you know what your ascendant is. First sign is Aries. Aries, the houses that are being impacted right now are the second, third, and the fourth with all these transits. So the second house means finance, communication, and the food that you eat. The third house is the house of self-effort and very hard work and commissions, if you get commission payments. Also short travels, and also your siblings. The fourth house is your domestic happiness. It could be your mother's health, and then also buying of luxury items. So you need to be very watchful about your finance activity this month. You have to think very hard about what you really want to do if you want to make any financial changes. Also, you need to watch your health very carefully. You need to be very careful about what you eat, and also so your health may be challenged if you're not careful about what you eat. So your mother's health, take good care of your mother's health. You're going to have to because the third house is being impacted a lot right now. It's the house of Gemini. So what you're going to have to watch very, very carefully this month is how you communicate at home, which is the fourth house. You're going to have to be very careful how you communicate. Watch your communication at home as well as at work. Your communication is going to be key, and it might get fiery at times because don't forget, Gemini is doing a fast movement. Mars is being impacted because it's doing a transit too. The sun is doing something too, because the sun gives a little bit of arrogance at home as well as at work. So watch your communication very carefully with bosses, superiors, everybody at home generally, and family. So watch your communication. Make sure you don't get too fiery, don't get too egoistic. Make very careful decisions about financial, any activity that you choose to do. It's an okay time for career right now. It's nothing good, nothing bad. I think it's just going to be status quo. None of those houses are really being impacted at this time. Like I said, watch your health very carefully, and what you eat, what you say. And I think the best guidance that I could give you is you need to work hard. The third house is being impacted a lot, and the third house is the house of self-effort and determination and dedication to doing whatever it is that you're going to do. Make sure that you put a lot of hard work in for results that you'll get later. So good hard work, keep your head down, work hard, and the results will come later. You may not see the results this month, but they will come later. And very careful thought, make sure you stay good with your siblings, don't get into arguments. Your challenging days as far as the moon's concerned is July 15th to the 20th. Taurus. The houses that are most impacted by these transits are the third, fourth, and the fifth houses. So the third house is a house of self-effort, hard work. It's also the house of siblings and short travels. The fourth house is your house of your mother, domestic happiness, and buying of luxury things or relocation as well. And then the fifth house is just, start of new things. It could be projects, it could be children, related children, or your creativity, your hobbies, and stuff like that as well. So this month, though, it's going to be a a time when you're going to be feeling very insecure or fearful and thinking about the future, and you're worried about the future as well. Now, I'm counseling you not to be. It's the transit is going to give you this fear about what is going to happen in the future, and am I planning correctly? Do I have the right plan? Am I working on this correctly? So you're going to be very fearful and maybe some insecurity about the future. And you need to not think about it as much. You need to relax your mind, calm down, because the transit will give you that fear. Now, the other thing is it's a time for hard work and relationship maintenance. So the counsel or the guidance that I can give you is to make sure to keep your communication. Rahu has been in your ascendant the whole time, in the house of Taurus the whole time. So Rahu has been giving you all this fear as well, and also impacting communication for you. So you have to be very careful, especially this month, of how you communicate and what you communicate to people. It could be any person, it could be at work, and it could also be at home. Now, what you may do, actually, you may find yourself that even though I tell you that you have to be careful, you may end up hurting somebody by what you say or how you say it. So you have to be really watchful about your communication. It just may happen. Rahu brings on these unexpected events or things, and so that may happen. Be careful. I'm just saying, watch your communication, written as well as verbal. Communication is all kinds, because it's also social media, so you have to be really watchful what you say on social media. Don't start anything, don't stir up anything, just kind of stay quiet. And also if there's any decisions that you need to make, whether they're career related or life related, don't rush into any decisions very quickly at this time. This is not the time to make decisions. It's just the time to just let things be status quo, especially regarding love relationships. If you're trying to make a decision for the future, I would counsel you to maybe wait a little bit, or think very hard and think thoroughly before you make a decision for anything that relates to your future, and think through it yourself. I think this is a time where you think through things yourself and don't get any other people's input, or delay the decision. Also, your career, there will be some up and down changes. It could be changes, it could be job changes, it could be project changes, it could be change of residence, it could be relocation, or you're changing your position in the company. There may be some changes if you're having that kind of a dasha or antardasha. And your challenging days are the 1st, the 2nd, 6, 7, 8, 17, 18, 19. Gemini, your ascendant Lord Mercury is up to tricks. It has 2 transits this month, so things are moving fast in your life. In fact, all of a sudden, you may feel things have changed. In the past few months, you were kind of down in the dumps. You may have felt like, I want to go move into a cave where nobody bothers me. I just want to be by myself. All of a sudden, things will start looking up, because Gemini has gone into fast motion from being retrograde in the last few months. All of a sudden, things will open up, and then you'll be socializing and having a great time. Now, also, one of the things that will happen is your income will be good. It's very good for career, and all of a sudden your intelligence at its peak, because when Gemini starts to move fast, and it is a fast thinking planet, it's the planet that signifies intelligence and not wisdom, but intelligence and smart thinking. Then it's going to give you that as well, because now it's direct, it's fast, so it makes you think like that as well. So it gives you good results. It makes you give good decisions. So if you want to take any decisions relating to finance, career, or your life, this is it. This is the month. You can take those decisions, think carefully, and make that decision. It's a great month for you. The only caution I have for you is watch what you eat very carefully, because you may have some stomach issues or some issues related to the lower part of your body. You can either hurt yourself or have something, like a stomach problem if you don't watch what you eat. Also, one of the things that I want to caution you is don't get into fights, because you're feeling so confident about yourself that you may start battles and start getting into fights, and don't create enmity. So don't get into fights, arguments, and battles, because you're so sure of yourself this month. You may start a fight that doesn't end well for you. So don't create enemies, don't get into fights, watch what you eat. Now, your challenging days this month are the 10th, 11th, the 15th, 16th, and the 22nd and 23rd. So just kind of watch, especially what you eat those days, and don't get into fights, especially those days. Cancer. there's so much activity in your house 12, 1, and 2. Now, what does all that mean? Well, it means that your ascendant house, which is the first house, has all these planets going on, and they're fiery little planets. Also, your 12th house means investment or spending, and your second house means gains or getting money, or not profits, because that's the 11th house, but getting good income. So you may find that you may be making investments, but you're also getting good returns on them. You may be getting enough returns on them. Very good returns are from your 11th house, but right now, since this 2 house is also activated, it may mean that you're getting your return on investment and you're starting to look good as far as your investments are concerned. Now, one of the things that's not activating, I should say, is your house of luck is not really the best right now. So if you are going to wait for the luck factor to come in on and be on your side, that probably won't happen. But now what's going to happen is the 3rd house, which is the house of self-effort and putting in the hard work. So if you put in your hard work, your self-effort, and you throw yourself into this, if whatever it is that you do, your career, your business, whatever, you're going to see miraculous good returns. If you just let things be and hope for luck to fall into your lap, it's not going to work out for you, because the 3rd house is active, which is the house of self-effort. So if you want something to work out for you, you have to work for it this month. It's not just going to happen by itself. But it's a good month. There's a lot of activity going on in your life in July, and it's good activity. It depends on how you approach this activity, but it's definitely not a boring month. I can tell you it's going to be a very active month for you, because there's so many planets in your own ascendant house. So it's going to be fiery, action-oriented month for you. I'm just going to counsel you that you have to make sure that you keep your self-confidence high. Now, the fact that the 1st house is being activated, your self-confidence and your projection that you have and the charm that you have is going to be at a peak. Take advantage of this month. Really, if you want to start something or you want to go out and approach people, it's a good month for that. Whether it's your career, whether it's your business, or even in your personal relationships, it's a good month. Now, I also know that the Cancer ascendants have been suffering or being a little miserable at home, not getting along so well, or maybe feeling a little down at home. This month might be the turning point where you feel I'm getting a little happier because I'm sure of myself, and all of a sudden I have this fire. I've got my A game on, so to speak, and you may feel happier because you have so many things happening to you. So I think you're going to be happier this month than you have been lately, especially also in your marital relationships, because the ascendant Lord looks at your 7th house, so you may see some action, good kind of action, as far as your marital relationships are concerned. Also, if you are having some trouble in your marital relationships, I also suggest you have a conversation with your spouse and communicate to them what's bothering you in a nice way, not in a combative way, because I think that might work, because Mercury is moving through these signs fast, so it actually counsels you to have open dialogue and open good communication, and it gives you good results as a result of this open good communication and dialogue. So if you are having that, it's a good time for Cancerians to do that, because it's in your ascendant Lord as well. The only downside I'm seeing a little bit is that your health may not be as good as you'd like it to be. Cancerians have had a little bit of health issues lately, but it's not going to be, as bad, and nothing to be fearful or worry about or long term, but you may be bogged down by it. Don't even think about it. Just keep moving. Make sure you have that good health regimen. Make sure what you eat is good food. And your challenging days are 8, 9, 10, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and then from the 25th to the 28th. Leo. The houses that are going to see most of the activity this month are going to be the 11, 12, and 1. So 11 is wishes and desire fulfillment, and income and gains. So it's a good month as far as career is concerned. Also, I'm suggesting that if somebody is not happy or stressed out at work and they feel that the change is needed to be made, that this is a good month to think of changes and make some changes if you need to, as far as career is concerned. Because the 12th house is being activated, I can see that you have the urge to spend on luxury items and do a lot of spending. The 12th house also sometimes give you some small health issues like aches and pains in the body. So the guidance that I can give you is to make sure that you have a very good health regimen, and make sure that you make sure that the 6th house stays okay. And how do you do that? The 6th house is where you maintain a very strict schedule, or you have a schedule that you follow every single day. And one of the things that you do to maintain your 6th house is, or to get the benefits of the 6th house, is a workout schedule. It could be a light workout, it could be a heavy gym workout, or it could just be light yoga or something like that. But you have to do it on the same schedule. So that's what the 6th house, secret of the 6th house is, where you do physical activity or a physical workout, and you do it at the same time, and you have your day that's your day that's set on a fixed schedule. And so if once you maintain that, the 6th house is actually gives you the good energy, and it actually gives you very good health as a result of that. If you're thinking about starting a business partnerships with somebody at this time, it's a good time to start that. It's you may see benefits of that in the long term, so this is a good time to start that. Challenging days are 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then 17th, 18th, 19th. There are just maybe challenges during the day, during those days, but like I said and mentioned previously, you may or may not see any challenges, but those days might be challenging in as far as aches and pains in the body, or verbal, not getting along with people, or just maybe they may pass by and you may not even feel them, so don't think about them too much. Virgo. The houses that are going to see the most activity right now are the 10, 11, and 12. Now, the 10th house denotes your career, 11th house is gains from career and wish fulfillment, and the 12th house is travels and expenses. So that's the most of the impact that you're going to see in July, where there's definitely going to be some career changes that we can expect. It could be anything. It could be a job change. It could be a position change. It could be a change and maybe you get some different projects at work. So you're going to see some activity related to your career. Also, the 11th house is your gains and income from related to your career. So there could be changes in income related activity. It could be changes in investments or returns that you get from your career, as well as other investments, and making changes to that as well. So, or you may have decisions that you make that related to your investment activity. The 11th house is also friends and network. So you may reach into your friends and your network and have a lot of activity with that as well. That's your 11th house. The 11th house is a very good house, actually, because it gives you all the pleasant things in life. It gives you gains, wish fulfillment, your friends, and your older siblings. It also gives you desire fulfillment. So if there's a desire that you've had for a long time, it actually fulfills that desire as well. So it's a great house to activate. But at the same time, your 12th house is also being activated. So the 12th house denotes a lot of expenses that you have. It could be investments. So investment changes are indicated at this time. Also some travels. You may be doing a lot of travel for a long time. So 3rd house is usually a short travel, but the 12th house is long distance or a travel for a long time. So there's some travel that you may see because the 12th house is being activated. It's not a good time to start a business or get into partnerships with anybody and start a business. So this is not the time for that. Also, there may be concerns with the health of your spouse at this time. So make sure you take good care of your spouse at this time. One of the houses that is going to also be impacted because the 11th house is being activated is the 5th house. And don't forget that Saturn's been sitting in the 5th house for a very long time. So at this time, there may be issues with people that are looking to start a family. So there may be delays in starting a family. If you have children already, there may be some relationship issues that develop with your children. So watch your communication very well with them. Make sure you listen to them and you fulfill their whatever they are looking for from you, and you listen to them basically, and make sure there's no rifts in the relationship. So make sure you maintain that good relationship with your children, and watch the health of your spouse as well at this time. One of the things that I've been counseling all my ascendants is your communication, because now Mercury is your ascendant lord as well, and Mercury is doing its fast transit throughout 3 signs. So again, you're going to be definitely impacted the most by it. Besides Gemini ascendants, is your communication. So watch your communication. Make sure it's very cordial. You don't get the fiery speech. You don't be the written as well as the verbal communication is cordial, it's pleasant, and you don't get into the fiery speech patterns that sometimes Mercury can give you. If it's in the signs that it's going to be transiting through. So make sure you watch your communication at all times with everybody around you. So the challenging days for you are going to be the 1st to the 3rd, the 17th, 18th, the 20th and the 21st, and then the 27th and the 28th. And that brings me to the end of my video, my predictions. Thank you for watching and stay safe.